Hi, hello, namaste. Welcome to InfoNavi YouTube channel. This is Navin here. Here is the new information for you. Subscribe please. Thank you.
Looking at this map of the 16th century Indian coastline, you can see how rapidly the Portuguese Empire expanded. They secured trade monopolies by sailing into foreign ports and burning coastal cities to the ground. But in 1591, Portuguese commanders sent a dispatch back home with a strict warning. It advised their officers to be courteous, polite, and diplomatic to win one specific Indian port to their side. That target of their diplomatic anxiety was Rani Channabhairadevi, the ruler of the Garasapa kingdom. She held on to power for 54 years. That makes her the longest ruling queen in Indian history, reigning at the exact same time as Queen Elizabeth I in England. Look closely at these raw black peppercorns. At the time, this was the primary commodity driving the global economy, and the Portuguese were obsessed with controlling the entire supply. So how did a regional Jain queen block the world's most aggressive naval superpower for over half a century? When Channabiradevi took the throne in 1552, her kingdom was on the brink of collapse. Her older sister had recently been defeated in battle, and the Portuguese had burned their vital port city of Batkal to ashes. Her response was to lock down the coast. She ordered the construction of Mirjan Fort. Looking at these robust laterite stone bastions and the strategic courtyard, it clearly became a specialized defensive stronghold over the primary pepper trade routes. But a strong fort only buys time. To push the colonizers back, she formed a strategic military alliance with neighboring Indian rulers, including the powerful Sultan of Bijapur. This unified coalition hit the Portuguese forces on land and at sea. In two massive wars in 1559 and again in 1570, Channabiradevi's forces shattered the Portuguese advance, leaving their fleets in flames. By systematically destroying their ships, she proved that European imperialists could be defeated by a coordinated local front. With their military advantage gone, the Portuguese were forced to negotiate. The Portuguese eventually surrendered to her trade terms, and in their own official records, they gave her a title that stuck: Reina de Pimenta, or the Queen of Pepper. This trade flow map illustrates the sheer scale of her economic engine. Portuguese records noted that her ports exported thousands of gold cruzados worth of pepper annually, along with cinnamon, nutmeg, and sandalwood. She funneled that international wealth back into her kingdom. When Saraswat Brahmins and Konkani craftsmen fled religious persecution from the Portuguese in Goa, she gave them shelter and integrated their skills into the local economy. She was a devout Jain, and you can see her architectural patronage here in the stone pillars of the Chhatramukha Basadi. Yet she used her treasury to fund and rebuild Hindu temples for her Shaiva and Vaishnava subjects. She built a society where economic prosperity was tied to cross-religious stability. This internal unity made her kingdom far more difficult for the Portuguese to destabilize from within. Ultimately, the threat that ended her 54-year reign came from domestic rivalry, not European expansion. The neighboring Keleti and Bilgi chieftains joined forces through a matrimonial alliance. Their combined military was finally large enough to challenge the Jarasopa territory directly. The coalition overwhelmed her defenses, and Jarasopa fell. The aging queen was taken prisoner and eventually died in captivity by observing Salakana, a traditional Jain ritual of fasting to death. It is a striking historical irony that a reign the world's greatest naval empire couldn't dent was finally broken by her own neighbors. The moment she died, the regional unity she had maintained across the western coast fractured into competing factions. As that local coordination dissolved, the Portuguese and later the British exploited the infighting to secure the ports and spice routes she had successfully guarded for 50 years. Because European chroniclers dominated the colonial era's written record, her 54-year legacy was largely omitted from mainstream history, leaving her story to be recovered through regional inscriptions. Channabiradevi's reign provides a concrete blueprint for resistance. It combined naval coalition building, a monopoly over regional resources, and domestic religious harmony.